Hi, my name is Brennan Lamey. I am the founder of Kwil. Kwil, we build decentralized databases. Databases, they are the core data storage, data management solution of virtually every application on the internet. And we build those for decentralized applications. So you can build smart contract-like guarantees directly into the data storage layer of your application. And it uses a familiar interface that all other databases used in Web 2 use as well. OpenFi is building traditional financial services using Web 3 Rails. OpenFi is it's a new word, but it's not necessarily a new concept. If people have been building OpenFi for a long time in Web 3 with varying levels of success. One of the things that Kwil provides that I think is particularly new is that we provide a convenient interface for building on-chain applications. So if OpenFi is extending the rails of Web 3 to traditional finance, there are a lot of tools, and in the case of Kwil, data management tools that enterprises and traditional consumers of financial applications are familiar with that you don't natively get out of the box with decentralized technologies. And so Kwil plays a big part in bridging this gap. Exactly, yeah. So if you have no experience with Web 3, you've never built anything, you don't know what a smart contract is, but you're trying to build on the internet of value. You're trying to build on blockchains, you're trying to natively incorporate cryptocurrencies and value transfer into your application. Kwil is a really easy way to build that using a familiar interface that any developer has been using for decades at this point. Yeah, so the main challenges for OpenFi today, I think, are really going to be founders and founding teams correctly choosing the problem spaces to focus on. Because people for well over a decade now have been talking about how can we bring blockchains into the traditional financial space. And I think by and large, those efforts have not been super successful. Now, I think there's a great case to be made that it is becoming a better time to do that because the infrastructure for Web 3 has improved. But I think I don't think every opportunity is a great opportunity. I think there are some opportunities that are really killer, and it will be people that have deep experience in traditional services as well as in Web 3 that will be able to capitalize on that. But I think there will be a lot of opportunities that are not great. And so correctly choosing those is probably the biggest problem that founders will face. Yeah, so if OpenFi is bringing Web 3 financial rails to traditional finance, one of the biggest missing pieces that is not built into blockchains is compliance, and in particular, identity and being able to KYC individuals. Any payments application anywhere needs to KYC its user base. And this creates almost it's not an unsolvable conundrum because in fact the IDOS does solve it, but a very hard to solve conundrum where how do you build decentralized financial infrastructure if you have if you have to have some centralized KYC service in the middle. And so IDOS strikes the incredibly precarious balance of how do we still guarantee user self-sovereignty. We don't give up everything that we've spent the last 16 years building, but at the same time we can be compliant in all these jurisdictions. Yeah, so one of the use cases that we are most excited about for people building on Kwil are for people that are building incentivized rewards applications. One of the great things about cryptocurrencies is that you can incentivize user behaviors that aren't really possible with traditional platforms through micropayments or through incremental rewards that accrue as a user performs some action on a platform. One of the great things that we've developed at Kwil is what we call token distribution compression. Sounds very fancy, but it's really just a very basic way of aggregating a large amount of user interactions for all of your users, and compressing that down into one single transaction that can be put on chain that then distributes rewards to as many users as you wish. And so it's a very gas efficient way of creating nuanced and robust user incentivization. And we're seeing a lot of innovation around that in the space right now, and I think that will continue to be something where the space innovates on and grows in.